Hi, this is John Hayden from Enfield, Connecticut, and today I just wanted to share a faith experience with you that started about 6 months ago and is continuing to this day. The first thing I just wanted to mention is that happiness has always been the most important thing to me when it comes to my Buddhist practice. How I feel from chanting nam-myoho-renge-kyo has always and will continue to be my greatest benefit. But today, I'd like to share with you some other types of benefits that I have received as recent as November of 2017 from my Buddhist practice. Over my 36 years of practice, I have had made many tremendous causes for the sake of Kozen Rufu, for the sake of world peace. It started as a youth division headquarters, a young men's division leader in Connecticut. This included hosting many young men's division meetings at my home and driving to youth activities in New York, Boston, all over Connecticut, and in some cases all over the Northeast. It was not uncommon that I would drive to 2 or 3 towns to pick up young men to take them to youth division meetings, discussion meetings, and other activities. As a youth, I had introduced more than 20 people to this Buddhist practice and made countless efforts to encourage people to try the practice of Nichiren Buddhism. At one time, I was a chief driver for our Connecticut Territory Men's Division Chief and Vice Joint Territory Women's Chief. Countless times I drove to Boston and New York to late night leaders meetings, getting home sometimes after midnight and going to the work the next morning, taking leaders to these leaders meetings. I participated in a World Peace Cultural Festival with President Ikeda in Japan and went on 4 pilgrimages to Japan to chant to the Daigo Honzon, the original Gohonzon from 1279. Today, I still host many introductory meetings at my home, provide literature, gongyo books, beads, and sometimes even bead cases and starter butsurans to the people that I introduce to this practice. I have supported our May contribution campaign every year since 1986 when I became a very active and practicing member. In short, I have never begrudged my life or my money when it comes to Kozen Rufu and world peace. Over the past 10 years, I can clearly see where all the benefits I have been receiving are coming from. If I shared all my benefits with you today, I'd be up here for an hour, but for the sake of time today, I'm just going to try to keep it short and focus on financial benefit. In November 2017, both of our children moved out of our home and purchased their own homes. And my wife came up with the idea of downsizing from our 2,900 square foot home and 28-year mortgage that we had just refinanced to a smaller home with a 15-year mortgage, a condominium. The result would be a savings of over $296,000 over the life of the loan. I also thought it would be great if I could focus more time on enjoying life rather than having to mow a lawn, shovel snow, or maintain a swimming pool. We could spend more time on our efforts for world peace and my passion of entrepreneurship, not to mention more R&R with my wife. So in November, we decided to put our home on the market. Our Buddhist practice has never failed to produce benefit, so it was no surprise that we found a buyer for our home in just 3 days. However, profit margins were tight. After setting a price and after paying our current mortgage, paying the realtors, attorney fees, and having a down payment on our condo, we only had about $3,800 to spare. So we had no room really to negotiate on the price. We had nothing in our savings to lean on. In addition, for the sake of time, at the same time, the sale of our home, we were going on a vacation with our children. We were planning on going on vacation with just $1,800 on a credit card. That's all we had. Now that doesn't even account for the fact that it was Christmas time. We had no money for Christmas gifts and it was already the week of Christmas. The situation seemed all too familiar. No money around the holidays. So it was the week of Christmas we were informed that one of my wife's closest relatives who had been ill had passed away and had left my wife an inheritance. Much of the inheritance was immediately accessible. We were able to give our children and our grandchildren great Christmas gifts, including money and pay for almost everything for our children's vacation expenses as they went on vacation with us to Washington, D.C. So we took care of the hotels, the food, everything. We went to our home closings on our old home and our new condo worry-free with plenty of money in the bank. Not only did we find a condo in a perfect area that we love, we were able to pay off 3 outstanding bank loans, 2 credit cards, and 1 of our car loans. The only debt we have now is our new car and our new car payment and our mortgage. It feels great to be nearly debt-free. We have a condo with a community pool. We live only 7 minutes away from our son and just 10 minutes away from our daughter. We are able to put brand new carpeting in the condo, completely replace the heating and air conditioning system, get new flooring, custom blinds and drapes, and updates on the plumbing and electrical, and much, much more. In the period of just 30 days, we went from being totally stressed out about moving and selling our home to be completely worry-free. Now we have money and savings for emergencies too. The benefits just seem to never end. They just keep coming and coming and coming. In September 2017, my wife, Cheryl, was involved in a minor car accident. She suffered a full tear of her rotor cuff. Just a few weeks ago, the doctor told her that she needed surgery. This would mean getting paid 60% on STD as well as hospital costs. We read the charges online with our insurance, and we saw a couple of medical costs like $35,000 for this and $8,400 for that. So just before her surgery, we received a call from her cousin, who was the executor of her uncle's estate. He called us to tell us that he had found another bank account that my wife was beneficiary of. This was more money that we're able to pay out for our out-of-pocket costs, as well as our health insurance, as well as cover any time she needed to take off to heal from surgery. With plenty of money to spare from that one bank account alone. The timing was just incredible. Then there was more great news. There will be more money coming this year because her uncle left her and her cousin a modest home and a car as part of the inheritance. So we also have a pending court case because of the car accident in which the other driver was at fault. In closing, I will say with absolute confidence, I don't worry about challenges anymore. For decades, the Gohon Zone has protected my family and I. Every time we face an obstacle, we're able to change poison into medicine with our Buddhist practice. I am at a time in my life where I want for nothing. I have everything I could possibly need or want. On April 28th, 2018, my wife and I were able to send in our May contribution to the contribution campaign with no financial worries at all. I am determined, more than ever, to encourage as many people as I can to try Nichiren Buddhism. I am determined to support our local discussion meetings and do what I can to encourage members until they develop a strong Buddhist practice and can stand up in their faith. I know that with Nichiren Buddhism and the SGI, 2018 is going to be a great year for me and my family, as well as for millions of SGI members throughout the world. My wife and I have new and exciting goals for the future. I have no doubt we will accomplish everything that we set out to do. In closing, I would like to thank Shakyamuni, Nichiren Daishonin, President Makaguchi, President Toda, and President Ikeda for providing all of us the opportunity to find and chant nam-myoho-renge-kyo so we can live lives filled with the greatest happiness. Thank you.